Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to be breaking down some websites with my man, Chase, from heatmap.com, and so many other things. Hey, Chase, welcome, buddy. How you doing today?
Doing well, man. Thank you for having me. Really excited to dig into this stuff and share some of the stuff. Our CEO at Heatmap is the king of CRO, but I am the Duke of CRO, and Dukes are still on the royal line. So let's do this.
I love it, man. Hey, look, everybody needs a Duke of Earl, right? I never heard about the King of Earl, you know what I mean? So I love it, dude. Let's break it down, man. If you want to share your screen and just let's tear this thing down, and I'll just ask some questions as when you're done as like somebody that as performance marketer, I not good at UX, UI, graphic design, customer journeys. Like I am terrible at all of this stuff. So what you all do is basically wizardry to me. It feels like I know that like you make a chocolate cake with like eggs and like milk and butter and like powder and stuff. But I see it as the things in the fridge, and then I turn around like I'm like a bad magician, and then boom, chocolate cake. I have no idea what happens. So I love it, dude. Break it down for me. What do we got here?
Yeah, 100%. What I'm going to do here is talk about this. Why did I leave this pop-up? This came in after 3 seconds. And so there's this kind of standard way that people, this is the first thing, standard way people look at pop-ups. I don't really love the pop-up upon arrival. Like people haven't done anything. They haven't had any sort of interaction with you. They haven't shown any intent to do anything. And you're saying, hey, unlock 15% on your order. Like they don't have anything. You're expecting them to like just do it because they've done anything. So my first one is I would generally go with a 25 to 30% scroll depth pop-up so that there's some sort of intent around that so that they're going to do that. Now, conventional wisdom is you pop them here because it has the most visibility on it. What I would ask people is like, how much are you actually getting click through? You should experiment with, should it be a scroll depth one or a timed one at that 3 seconds? Because that popped up really quickly. All right, next thing. All right, so we have our hero image here. So I guess what I would say is, why I like this is it's very clear what you're shopping for. It's the holidays, right? For anyone who's just seeing this, the Bravo Sierra holiday store is here. Okay, Bravo Sierra is the brand. It is re-insulating this. The holiday store is here. Okay, shop now. This is going to go to a holiday store collections page. And so the one thing I'm really passionate about is when you have a holiday or some sort of collection, you want to make sure that it has a separate page so that you can run traffic to that because, for instance, AOVs are going to be higher because you have bundles in there, etc. The other thing I think is really important is, even though this is a studio shop and it's pretty, they at least do a few things to hint that there's a holiday, right? It has a little bit of pine, has a little pine cone, and essentially they've created a little bundle that is all of the same color. So it feels, okay, this is the citrus and cedarwood bundle. So what am I saying here? I'm talking about messaging and image cohesion. Right? So you want to make sure everything is cohesive. If I was running an ad, or you were running an ad, Charlie, what kind of creative would you use to run towards this page and this hero image?
My creative thinking after having enough shots with Fraser these last couple months, like part of me's thinking like, I'd be definitely playing on the holiday theme. I would also be taking these actual products, right? And showing like some use case of it so that like when I'm landing on here, I'm expecting to see one of these things. And whether it's the cologne, the deodorant, the soap, like if I see one or two of those and I land on this, it's a cohesive experience. And that's my initial read on this. That's what. So if I clicked on those ads, I'd land on this page, and it would be a cohesive thing, like you're talking about.
100%. And so this is why I'm bringing it back to this is generally most of the traffic going to websites is coming from some sort of paid traffic source. Even if that's email or SMS, that is still paid traffic source because you have to pay for the sends, right? Like no matter what anyone says, yeah, you own your list. It's more efficient in terms of cost, but it's still a paid traffic source. You want those things to all feel like they have a cohesion of story so that the customer doesn't have to think. So there's this whole alligator brain versus the judge, right? You've heard the alligator and the judge. 95% of all things that we do is generally based on emotional reaction. And 5% is when we start thinking about the logic of something. And so you want to think about it. At what points are there chinks in the armor that could make people start thinking? One of them is transition from ad to landing page, right? The cohesion of the story, the image, the products. right? Because then you're going to get them into the story of everything and the offer and all of those things. But first, you have to make them feel like they have just landed in there, and the brand or the company has a really cohesive story so that they feel comfortable moving really fast through the process. So this is the first thing. So I really dig this, and it's simple. Like anyone can do it, which is one of the reasons I like this example. So I'm going to go through a couple things before we scroll. One thing I wanted to call out here I think is really fun is, I was just talking shit about this unlock 15% at right away. What they've done is pretty brilliant, which they have left it in here, not where a chat would be, which is generally in the bottom right corner, but in the bottom left corner. You generally don't see this. And I think why this is, they've optimized this page enough to see that people click out of that regularly, but people still want to use it. This is now part of my scrolling experience, right? It's going to stay here. It is persistent, as you see, all the way down the page, right? So really dig this. Okay. Next thing, let's go to the navigation bar and the header. So one thing I just call out here, I would be interested in what offers they have run here. And if this is like a holiday specific, they want people to know what they're going to be receiving during the holidays, because this is one of the only places, especially, can we inspect this and go to mobile? Yeah, let's go to check this out in mobile. This is the first thing that people see. And it's going to be the thing that has essentially 100% completely of viewership. So this is wasted real estate in terms of an actual sales process. Yeah, you have this down here, but you're first going to look here and then bring your eyes down. If you can see the way I'm drawing my cursor, we usually read right to left and then left to like this, or we look at a screen. So this has no hyperlink. It has no offer. It has nothing that is, I don't want to say a value, but is going to impact anything, because free shipping and free returns is table stakes at this point.
If you don't have free shipping and returns, like, I'm not buying anyway. That's just a standard operating procedure.
Exactly. So that's my first call out here. I think one thing you'll see, so we'll click shop all. So they have shop all body, face, shave, hair, cologne. So what I think is really fascinating about this is they've gone here with products, and they've gone here with like body parts and use cases, right? And so I think this is really fascinating, because they've found that this is a quick way. And again, I'm making a lot of inferences right now, but this is a quick way for people to get to deodorant, because this is their hero product. By the way, I shop with Bravo Sierra, so I know that this is their hero product, but also they have a bunch of stuff for the body. They have a bunch of stuff for shaving, for hair. So they're essentially allowing you to understand what the use cases are. It's interesting that they don't do smell here, because cologne. Anyway.
So yeah, it would match with that. Like,
you see what I'm saying here. And then they've added this holiday store, which is what was here in the shop now button as well, just to keep the ability to have two places for people to interact with this.